MetroPolitics on Jewish Week TV. I'm here at UJA Federation headquarters in Manhattan with Michael Miller of the JCRC. This is the annual JCRC-Congressional breakfast. How many years has this been going on?
So over 30 years.
Okay. And what is the purpose of the breakfast?
The purpose is to give an opportunity for members of Congress to come and to talk to us. You have a room filled with a couple of hundred leaders in the Jewish community from all through the metropolitan area. What are their priorities? Local, national, international, Israel related.
Why a breakfast, not dinner?
Less expensive.
Okay. And what are some of the issues you expect to hear most about today from the New York delegation?
I'm sure we're going to be hearing a lot about, on the domestic side, about healthcare and budget-related issues, homeland security. On the international side, Israel, peace process, Goldstone report, condemnation thereof, U.S.-Israel relations. And those are, I think, going to be the issues that will be brought up.
Who's your favorite member of the New York delegation?
I have no favorites. They're all favorites of mine.
Who eats the most bagels?
I'll have to take a look at the end of this breakfast.
Okay. Thank you. Representative Carolyn Maloney, Democrat of Manhattan. How do you feel that the rest of the members of Congress and the rest of the country are viewing the threat from Iran?
Well, I think we view it very seriously. Israel is a dear friend and ally, a strategic ally, and a strong support for democracy in that region of the world and around the world. And that's why you see so much activity in Congress. Literally, the very first bill that we passed in this Congress was in support of Israel.
What is your sense in the House of how the Goldstone report has been received?
Overwhelmingly reviewed by the House. A wide bipartisan vote suggested it was unfair, untrue, and unhelpful.
1 year into the Obama administration, what is your feeling in terms of Middle East policy?
They've made some missteps, and I've said it publicly, but I think that, look, they've hit the reset button in a lot of areas around the world. They've got a lot of fires going on at once. I think things are better in the West Bank than they've been in some time, but there's still some chronic problems. I think the focus on settlements was a mistake by the administration. I've told them so.
How do you think former Senator Clinton is doing as Secretary of State?
She's doing great. I mean, like I said, it's not an I don't agree with every single thing that they've done, but they've almost overnight taken a perception of us around the world and turned it around.
Mr. Goldstone, Judge Goldstone, thought he did a nice thing and a fair thing, not understanding the full impact of what he was doing. Nobody's paying any attention to what he keeps trying to point out, is that for the first time ever, Palestinians have actually been accused of violating human rights and committing international crimes of war. That's in the report, but who cares? Because they're Palestinians and nobody pays attention to the things that they do that are disruptive. It's what President Reagan had called the soft bigotry of low expectations.
Here in the UN, our biggest problem will be in Geneva in the Council for Human Rights, UN Council for Human Rights. I don't know how many of you know this organization. They have two different, they split their charters for two. In one, they are dealing with all the human rights violations in the world, meaning Darfur and Iran and Saudi, everything. This is one part, and the other part is Israel. These are the two parts, and it's 50-50. It's supposed to be 50-50. Since the day of this council, 90% of the resolution were against Israel. There are no other problems in the world. And obviously nobody likes to be criticized, especially when it comes from leaders in the human rights issues like Pakistan and Saudi and Cuba. But still, this is the case. Talk about disproportion. This is disproportion. And Israel, the disproportional response of Israel was back in the news in the last 3 weeks. That's what we heard from the people of Haiti. So they say Israel's response was disproportional. I'm proud to say that Israel saved hundreds of lives.
My door is wide open, so feel free to come in and discuss anything you feel that's going to be helpful to the state of Israel. Thank you so much.
But economically, Iran is weak, not strong. And the people, amazingly enough, are secular. And you do surveys, how do you like the United States? Iran comes out very, very high. They all get television so they can see what's going on, which many other peoples in oppressive countries do not. They hide the antennas in their air conditioner ducts. And something like 90% of young people watch Western TV. Their most favorite show, by the way, is not Al Jazeera or CNN. It's American Idol, which shows you the Western culture is beloved in Iran. if we were to squeeze the country economically, there's a real chance we could bring the regime down, particularly now with its unrest, and there's virtually a certain chance that we would make them much more accommodating than they have been now. They will not understand talk.
Saying, I'm thrilled to be here for at least 20 years. I am so appreciative for everything you do. You know, there are some people that see a problem and walk on. And there are other people that see a problem and say, we're going to do something about it. JCRC continues to do something about it, both domestically and internationally, and we love you and we appreciate you. Thank you.